Hello there, and thanks for joining me. Get comfortable, because we have quite a fascinating journey ahead of us. Imagine standing at the threshold of an endless sea of sand, feeling the heat on your skin while the breeze echoes with secrets from millennia past. We are about to step back in time to explore the Middle Eastern region, the very cradle where human history took its first breath. You are about to hear a tale of visionary leaders, massive empires, and ambitions that shaped our modern reality. Settle in and let us dive right into the past. Thousands of years back, long before any nations were drawn on a map or rulers claimed thrones, a peaceful silence rested over the territory, nestled between two legendary waterways, the Tigris and the Euphrates. Meandering through the arid landscape, these currents provided an oasis that drew early humans to settle along their banks and master the art of agriculture. Mastering crop cultivation marked a turning point in our evolution. That specific region ultimately earned the name Mesopotamia, translating literally to the territory between the waters. This area is widely celebrated as the birthplace of human society. The reason is simple. This spot hosted our earliest urban centers, the invention of written language, the dawn of legal systems, and our first serious attempts at stargazing. They started pondering our fundamental existence, seeking our purpose, and wondering about the afterlife. We still wrestle with those exact same thoughts right now, even though those ancient populations lacked our modern technology, literature, and digital devices. What they did possess was far more impactful, an incredible sense of wonder combined with the innate ability to work as a unified team. By pooling their efforts, they constructed massive clay sanctuaries and engineered complex irrigation networks to sustain their crops. Surviving under the blistering sun required grueling labor, yet out of that daily hardship, an incredible society started taking root. Tiny settlements expanded into bustling hubs, eventually transforming into grand metropolises that birthed a completely unprecedented concept we now call civilization. True societal progress goes way beyond mere architecture and technology. It happens when communities figure out how to coexist, share a collective vision, and innovate as one. That pivotal transition is exactly where our narrative gets really interesting. Having mastered urban development, human ambition naturally grew to desire wider commerce and the thrill of geographic discovery. Securing those newly acquired assets became a priority, sparking the rise of massive sovereign states, beginning with the mighty Sumerians. These innovators revolutionized transportation with the wheel and developed cuneiform, an early system of written communication. Etched into earthen slabs, their texts preserved myths, documented economic transactions, and safeguarded their historical legacy for future generations. Following their decline, the spectacular city of Babylon took center stage, famous for King Hammurabi establishing one of humanity's earliest legal frameworks. His groundbreaking justice system offered fundamental protections, declaring that the wealthy and the impoverished were bound by the exact same regulations. Up until then, monarchs ruled by sheer whim, so introducing universal statutes was a remarkably radical concept. It established true societal order. Plus, this metropolis boasted stunning, elevated botanical terraces that eventually earned legendary status globally. No dynasty rules indefinitely, however. Babylon eventually collapsed, paving the way for the formidable Assyrians to seize dominance. Renowned for their martial prowess, they assembled an unstoppable military machine that rapidly absorbed surrounding territories. While their territory blanketed the entire region, relying solely on brute force backfired. They ruled through terror, earning resentment instead of loyalty. That harsh oppression inevitably sparked uprisings, ultimately clearing the path for the Persian Empire, which took a vastly different approach to leadership. Despite commanding immense size and strength, they governed with remarkable open-mindedness, largely thanks to Cyrus the Great, permitting conquered societies to retain their unique heritage. By honoring local belief systems and investing heavily in infrastructure, he successfully linked previously isolated regions. Commerce skyrocketed alongside intellectual exchange, effectively transforming the area into a vital cultural intersection connecting Eastern and Western civilizations. Even so, maintaining dominance is an endless struggle, and it was not long before a fresh challenger emerged from the Western horizon. A bold, youthful commander named Alexander the Great marched out of Greece with ambitions of global domination, coming incredibly close to actually pulling it off. His forces advanced at lightning speed, effortlessly navigating treacherous waterways and scaling immense peaks without breaking a sweat. After dismantling the Persian forces, he systematically introduced Hellenic customs throughout the region, establishing new urban centers and seeding fresh philosophies. This unique fusion of his homeland's ideals with local Eastern practices ultimately birthed what we refer to as Hellenistic culture. His premature death caused his massive kingdom to splinter, yet his cultural legacy survived as those foreign concepts permanently wove themselves into the local fabric. This environment caused artistic, intellectual, and scientific pursuits to thrive, right up until Rome began flexing its muscles across the Mediterranean. The Romans aggressively targeted the region for one simple reason, which was incredible wealth. It controlled vital commercial networks, overflowing with precious metals, exotic seasonings, and luxurious fabrics. Acting as the central hub linking three major continents meant that managing this territory essentially gave you a monopoly on global commerce. Through relentless military campaigns, the Romans seized control and modernized the infrastructure. Though their version of stability came with heavy financial burdens and strict military enforcement. For hundreds of years, local populations navigated the complex and often difficult realities of living under imperial Roman authority. While certain communities thrived and others faced brutal hardship, the region firmly maintained its status as the world's ultimate cultural and economic intersection. It served as a massive cultural crossroads, acting as the very cradle of major faiths and serving as the birthplace of Christianity. Judaism was already deeply embedded in the land, setting the stage for another powerful belief system that would completely transform the entire landscape. That emerging religion was Islam, sparked in the 7th century when Muhammad experienced a profound divine revelation in the city of Mecca. Taking on the role of a prophet, he shared a straightforward philosophy focused on monotheism and genuine compassion toward fellow human beings. The call to live a righteous life resonated deeply, quickly capturing the hearts and minds of a rapidly growing base of followers. In just a matter of decades, this new faith swept past the Arabian Peninsula into Syria, Egypt, and Persia, ultimately establishing vast Islamic caliphates as the dominant regional powers. Beyond their military might, these empires transformed into vibrant academic hubs, with Baghdad beating as the intellectual core of the Islamic Golden Age. Brilliant minds flocked there from every corner of the globe to dive deeply into mathematics, explore the cosmos, advance healthcare, and debate complex philosophy. By translating ancient Greek manuscripts, they safeguarded crucial wisdom that had slipped away from Europe, while also pioneering entirely new concepts like algebra. Their medical advancements were groundbreaking, leading to the construction of dedicated hospitals and academic institutions during an era defined by relentless innovation. However, this brilliant period was not without its shadows, as the region's strategic location naturally invited friction. European crusaders marched in to seize Jerusalem, sparking brutal warfare that left cities in ruins and countless casualties in its wake. Interestingly enough, even amidst the bloodshed, a vibrant cultural exchange occurred as fresh concepts and innovative technologies crossed enemy lines. The territory continued to act as a vital connector, though the cycle of power raged on with the devastating Mongol sack of Baghdad and the subsequent rise of the Ottomans. This massive empire held sway for hundreds of years before experiencing a gradual decline, setting the stage for a massive upheaval in the 20th century. The aftermath of World War I saw the complete fracturing of Ottoman rule, allowing European nations to carve up the map and establish entirely new national identities. Nations like Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Jordan were suddenly formed, often with artificial boundaries that completely ignored the deeply rooted cultural histories of the local populations. This arbitrary division planted the seeds for deep-seated regional conflicts that continue to dominate international headlines right up to the present day. The situation grew even more complex with the discovery of massive oil reserves, transforming the area into a high-stakes geopolitical battleground marked by fierce rivalries and sudden uprisings. Armed conflicts erupted alongside the establishment of Israel and the resulting displacement of Palestinian communities, cementing the region's reputation as a severe global flashpoint. Despite this turbulent past, resilience shines brightly through the millions of everyday individuals who simply want to pursue their careers, raise their families, and chase their ambitions. These resilient communities maintain a deep respect for their heritage and forebears, all while keeping a hopeful gaze firmly fixed on tomorrow. The narrative of this incredible region is far from over, with fresh chapters continuously unfolding as we speak. It is actively shaped by ordinary individuals who take the time to truly listen and comprehend, proving that historical accounts are about much more than just royal lineages and battlefields. At its core, the focus remains entirely on the human spirit, the innovators and visionaries who dared to construct a brighter reality. With this ongoing legacy unfolding daily, what vital lessons can we actually draw from such a rich, intricate, and sometimes messy tapestry? The main takeaway is that human events are incredibly nuanced, representing a complex blend of brilliant triumphs and devastating dark periods. We discover that no single location has a one-dimensional background, and that humanity fundamentally shares identical core desires, regardless of geography. Everyone is simply searching for security, dignity, and personal growth. Much like the incredible gifts of literature, jurisprudence, spirituality, and artistic expression, this region continues to share globally. Immersing yourself in the English language goes far beyond merely memorizing a new vocabulary list. You are literally unlocking pathways that lead directly to unfamiliar traditions, historical eras, and profound mutual empathy. Each narrative you absorb builds your intellectual muscle, while every single phrase you master bridges the gap between you and the global community. That is an incredibly potent tool to possess. So I genuinely appreciate you tuning in today and maintaining that wonderful spark of curiosity. Mastering a new tongue absolutely demands a hefty dose of time and dedication, but you are conquering it one incredible tale at a time. If you found value in today's exploration, I would be thrilled to have you return, as there is a massive library of captivating narratives lined up for you. We will dive into incredible accounts of bravery, scientific breakthroughs, romance, and optimism. So be sure to hit that subscribe button for Storyline English. Drop your thoughts below regarding which historical deep dive we should tackle next, and let us continue this educational journey side by side. Let us keep evolving as a team, keeping in mind that your time spent listening does so much more than just boost your language proficiency. You are actively joining a massive, worldwide network of passionate students, visionaries, and adventurers, and I truly value you sharing this experience with me. Until we meet again, stay tuned in, Keep absorbing new knowledge, and never lose faith in your own personal progress.